Hey everyone, Liz Klimek here, Planetarium Manager at the South Carolina State Museum. Well, we have something super duper schmooper exciting coming up on the horizon in planetary exploration. So next week on Thursday, February 18th, NASA's Perseverance rover will be landing on Mars. So in this episode, we're going to focus on Mars, on that particular mission, and just Mars exploration in general. Let's start by looking ahead to this upcoming Saturday, February 13th at 8 p.m. We are facing south from Columbia, South Carolina, where you can see high overhead in the southwest the red planet Mars, shining like a reddish, orangish, star-like object. And while you're out Mars gazing, this is also a great time to look for some constellations. We have Orion the Hunter high in the south, and he is accompanied by his two hunting dogs, the big dog and the little dog. And it kind of looks like they're trying to get to Mars in their own way, when what they're actually doing is facing down Taurus the bull. Now, this is what the night sky looks like on Saturday evening, the 13th. But let's go ahead and step through the following evenings and go towards landing day. So we'll stay at 8 p.m. every time we jump forward another day. So this is the 13th. We're going to move to Sunday, February 14th, then Monday the 15th. Notice that we have gained a waxing crescent moon off in the west. It always steals the show when it's out at night because it stands out against that dark night sky. Keep moving ahead to February 16th, the 17th, and here we are on the evening of landing day, February 18th at 8 p.m. Hopefully by this point in time, Perseverance will be safely on the surface of Mars. The landing is actually supposed to take place around 3:30 in the afternoon Eastern time, and NASA will start live streaming around 2:15 Eastern on this day. And they usually give status updates, a lot of good background information, explain what's going to happen, and they interview a lot of people associated with the mission. So be sure to tune in to NASA's various websites and social media outlets on the 18th for that. But this is what the night sky will look like after the landing. And I think it's really fitting to have both Mars and the moon just right next to each other in the sky. And that's because of another mission that I'll just briefly mention here called the Artemis mission. So Artemis is an ambitious project aimed at putting the first woman and next man on the moon, establishing a permanent residence on the moon, and constructing a lunar orbiting structure in space that will serve as a gateway to Mars and the rest of the solar system. So again, I think it's really kind of neat that these two objects are right next to each other in the sky on this historic date. Okay, so we're sending a rover to Mars, but where on Mars are we actually going to land? To show you, let's take a quick trip to Mars and find out. So I'm going to start by looking at this side of Mars, which is kind of an iconic view, so it might look familiar to a lot of you. You can see those ancient shield volcanoes off here to the side, and then there is this vast, extensive canyon system called Valles Marineris that kind of looks like a gash going across the surface of the planet. But Perseverance, or Percy as it's been nicknamed, isn't going to land anywhere near these features. Instead, Percy is heading for a spot on the opposite side of Mars. I'll turn our Mars globe around so you can see exactly where Percy is going. And here we are. So there is this really big dark patch here. It's called Syrtis Major. Then off to its right is a lighter area called Acidus Basin or Acidus Planitia. And Percy is heading for a spot that's kind of at the border between these two regions. in the northwestern corner of Acidus Basin here. We'll zoom on in so we can go see that crater up close. We are heading to about 18 degrees north of the Martian equator. Zoom down, and here it is. So I know this isn't the sharpest view, but I will be showing you a more detailed picture in just a minute. But this is a crater called Jezero Crater. It's about 28 miles wide, and notice this kind of windy feature off to the side. So this is where an ancient river or stream or channel basically allowed water to flow over the crater wall and into the crater to form a large lake. So this crater is really an ancient lake bed. And Percy is going to try to land along this ancient shoreline here, just to the left of the crater, kind of just where this stream or river empties into the crater. So we know that there are a lot of clay minerals here. And clay minerals form in the presence of water, and they tend to be really good at preserving things, which means that they could, should life ever have existed on Mars, those minerals could be preserving ancient fossilized microbes. So what is special about this area? Let's take a closer look. So this is an image taken by the European Space Agency's Mars Express orbiter, and it shows Percy's landing site in more detail. So off to the left, upper left, you can see better that windy river-like feature, and you can see how that channeled water into the crater and formed a fan delta. So we really think that if there was ancient life on Mars, perhaps it could be preserved in the soil in this crater. And that's what Percy's mission is, to look for evidence of past signs of life, not current signs of life. Although I'm sure that if a little green man came up and waved at the camera, Percy's mission might change a little bit. But that's very unlikely to happen. We can take a different view of this crater. So this is a reconstruction from different imagery to give you an idea of what Percy's view will be like from inside the crater. Maybe not standing on the crater floor, but maybe hovering a little bit above it. So this is Percy's playground. This is where it's going to be digging around in the dirt, having all the fun without us, collecting samples for us to retrieve at a later time. But Percy won't be alone. Percy is bringing a buddy along, a little helicopter called Ingenuity. It's actually going to be the first ever helicopter to fly on another planet. And I can show you an artist's conception of the pair together here. So there's Percy off to the left and Ingenuity in the midst of its first, hopefully successful test flight on Mars. Now, in order to fly on Mars, I mean, that atmosphere is very, very thin. It's only 1% the density of Earth's atmosphere. So in order for this craft to fly, it has to be very lightweight and its rotors have to spin extremely fast. Whatever happens during Ingenuity's test flights, we'll be able to learn things about what works and what doesn't work, and that will help scientists and engineers design future aircraft like this that will hopefully be able to carry science instruments and cameras and further explore the landscape. So just imagine what it would be like soaring above the landscape of Mars as if you were flying over it. And we all hope that images like that are not too far in our collective futures. There is a lot more exciting stuff associated with this mission that we just don't have time to talk about here. So I encourage you to go check out more on various NASA's websites. They've got a lot of great information there. And for now, go out the evening of the 17th if it's clear, gaze up at Mars, think about how close Percy and Ingenuity are getting, And send good thoughts to everyone associated with the mission, because they're probably not going to get a lot of sleep that night. We often focus so much on the hardware and mission details that we don't often think about the human side of it, all of the scientists and engineers that are part of that mission, all the support staff. And there are a lot of people that are involved in such a very challenging endeavor. But then go out again on the 18th if it's clear, gaze up at Mars and the moon. Think about all the exciting things happening on Mars, and think about all that we're going to learn using our newest set of eyes and ears on another world. So thanks so much for joining me. Don't forget to click below to like, subscribe, comment, share, all of that good stuff. Also, don't forget that the Boeing Observatory at the State Museum has a live stream on Facebook every Saturday evening. You can check out our Facebook page or our website at scmuseum.org for more information about that. Again, thanks for joining me. Take care of yourselves. Definitely take care of each other. And I will see you back here next time.